Hey guys, welcome to another Trade Genius podcast. Bob and Phil here as always. Guys, we got an investment idea for you. If you're interested in the Bitcoin journey, maybe not comfortable with getting into Bitcoin and holding it yourself, we got two really good trade ideas. You're not going to want to miss this video. Let's dive in.
Trade Genius.
Hey everybody, it's Bob with Trade Genius. Usually I do fun ads. I talk about our service, but I want to be serious with you for a second. We've been helping a lot of people trading for a long time. As you can see here, I want to let them do the talking for me for a change. But most importantly, we want to help you too. If you've not joined our service yet, come check us out, tradelikeagenius.com. Full service. You know, we have chat room. We have the algorithms for you. We give trades out every day. We educate you. So go to tradelikeagenius.com. Check us out. What you get out of our service is much, much more than what you put into it. And we'd like to see you in the room. Thanks for listening.
Okay, Mr. Bob, I'm going to let you explain this. It's pretty cool instruments you found here, though, and a pretty good price action as well.
Yeah, so everybody, you know, obviously you could buy Bitcoin directly, but now you could buy Bitcoin through ETFs, or you could do the Bitcoin miners and get some leverage. But there's another way out there too that you get massive leverage and also get a nice dividend kicker while you're waiting. We always talk about how do you monetize Bitcoin? Well, here's the way in which you do it. There's a fund out there called Yield Max. And I first of all want to hat tip, a couple of our subscribers because they're the ones that turned us on to this whole genre of these yield generating ETFs. Let me explain that first before we get into these charts. So there's individual stocks out there that they converted into ETFs, but they also sell call options against the position, or they create a synthetic ownership and use options or derivatives to create a yield. And you could do this with ExxonMobil, you could do it with gold, you could do it with silver, you could do it with TLT, but they also have it for some of the FANG stocks, but more importantly, they have it really to work with two of the stocks that are most closely aligned to Bitcoin. And the first one I want to show you is MicroStrategies. And, I think that one scares people because MicroStrategy is running at, into the hundreds of dollars a share. And, you can only buy a little bit and you get nervous because it swings so much. Well, this has a natural hedge built into it, Phil. And so when you buy this, and we just don't recommend just blindly buying these, but what you do is, when you get a buy signal like we have, in our system, you see where the blue shaded area is, that's our worm telling you that there's upward momentum. You can buy these shares, but at the same time, if you hold them over a course of a month, you get access to massive yields. And for these guys, they're trading yields of 140 to 160% over the last couple of months here. And because the volatility has picked up so much, they get to capture that, Phil. And that's called MSTY. And that's the MicroStrategy one. And so you just buy it on up moves, and then you can hop off. You don't even have to take the dividend. You can just take the capital appreciation, or you could buy and hold and actually then turn around and apply those additional cash outlays into additional shares, like a share repurchase. And you can build up a position this way. And the way these things are trading, in like 1 year to 15 months, you can completely replace the cost of your initial position, Phil. It's absolutely insane. And if you believe what we believe, there's another big upcycle coming in Bitcoin. Might be worth to grab a few of these and see how it goes. I have Misty. I bought this morning, and I also bought this next one too called CONY, and this is Coinbase. And so Coinbase, I've been trading short last week, been posting those puts for those in the VIP room. But then again, I turned this morning, and yesterday I flipped about Coinbase calls long based on this selling that we're seeing is starting to abate. And this morning, Coinbase popped up nicely. I closed those option contracts, but I also bought CONY and a nice trade for us this morning on that. This is also trading at such a level where you can literally replace this investment in CONY at the current rate, 12 to 15 months as well. It's like 140% on its yield of last month. And the way this works is when the price is falling, the yields are actually bigger, so it builds a hedge in for you. And when the prices rise, the yields are less, obviously, because they're buying back contracts to stay with their stated goal of being slightly out of the money. This is the same thing as if you had a call writing program, Phil, but it does it for you. And it's probably automated, probably has AI associated with it. I love it because there's some accounts in my retirement account, they won't even let me do covered calls with it, in my SEP plans. And so I have my SEP loaded with these Yield Max funds, and I'm in and out of them as I need to be, or I'm building up a position through share repurchase. So I thought I'd share that with you. I'd like to get your thoughts on it. Or do you have one more slide you want me to show show. You have the slides. It might be an eye chart here. It shows you these charts and yield max ETFs. Just go to their website. Obviously, we're not getting paid to pump these guys, but it'll tell you their last yield. It'll tell you a yield. It gives you above and beyond if you didn't have the option contracts running. These are risky, obviously, but they're really cool. And if you trade them right, they're really, really active, Phil. And that's what I like. When you're trading, you want things that are active. So you can be in and out of them, grab money. Trade that we did this morning, we're in and out of it in 45 minutes and hit the target. You know, and I take that all day long.
Yeah, this is a good segue to eventually getting yield for Bitcoin. Or one option, I mean, you can really get creative with this stuff. One option would be that you take your Bitcoin and you do something like a loan against it and allow this to accrue interest. Now, the trick there is, you know, you're going to have to outpace your Bitcoin interest on a loan like that from, say, Unchained Capital, for example. Again, we're not affiliated with them, I'm just saying. But there's going to come to a point where Bitcoin loans are going to come down in their APR costs. Right now, they're fairly high. It's like 14% for a 12-month loan. That's really high, right? But over time, I think you'll be able to do stuff like that, loan it out, get into a yield ETF like this. You obviously want to time that correctly because you don't want to be doing it at the top of a cycle. But there's opportunities when you are in a bullish cycle that you can potentially do this. And eventually, the holy grail, I think, will be where some of the bigger GSIB banks are actually going to be able to take your spot BTC. Now, some people are going to be vehemently against that because, you know, not your keys, not your coins, right? But if you have enough and you can afford to at least potentially have one of the trusted banks custody and then are giving you yield, I think ultimately they're going to do that. This is one of really the only ways that you can truly yield. You know, these other yield programs that blew up, like Genesis and all this other stuff with crypto, they were just basically, you know, it was a Ponzi the way they were doing it. The way that Wall Street makes yields is through what's called cover calls, as Bob described. And you're essentially selling options. And if you do it correctly, you're selling them at strikes that never get endangered of being hit. And if they expire worthless for the buyer, then you pocket that money. So that's how normally yields are done. And I think this is a good idea in the interim. Or if you're just not interested or don't have the confidence or just don't want to have to be able to hold Bitcoin yourself, or you're just not interested in doing that, I can understand that. This is a way to proxy through that. So excellent find. And they trade really well. I mean, even if you didn't worry about the yield, you just wanted to trade these things. I mean, look how clean the technicals are when you use our template on them. I think it's a very easy instrument to trade.
Yeah, and the reason I brought it up today is because I think we're getting our turn. Bitcoin was up nicely today. That supports Coinbase, that supports MicroStrategy, and you can start seeing the lift here. So for guys listening that are subscribers, just apply the worm to it. 1 hour, 4 hours, probably good. You don't have to wait for a daily on this. For those who aren't trading with us, you might want to trade with us because we have the setup for you. Come to tradelikeagenius.com. You know, and I always kind of laugh when I see people out there talking about how they made their people so much money doing this and that and the other thing. Here, this will do it for you while you're sleeping. You just have to just basically catch the middle 60 of these moves and you'll sleep well at night.
Totally agree. All right, let us know what you guys think. Love to hear your comments below. As always, thank you for watching. Thanks, Bob. Awesome charts. We'll catch you guys on tomorrow's episode. Take care.
Trade Genius.